In this video, I'm going to talk about how changing my money mindset changed my life. Let's get into it. So I want to tell you a story about how my money mindset before getting into property investing came about. But before we get into that, I just want you to think, how does your own money mindset come about? Well, it comes from the people that are around you when you're growing up. It comes from your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, your teachers at school. All these people around you are forming your mindset, forming your opinion, your thoughts and beliefs about money. So if we just go back to that story, I want to focus on my parents' money mindset. Now, my mum's mum, my grandmother, she had a particularly tight mentality. She was a Yorkshire lady, very tight mentality. And there was one particular story that really sticks in my mind that my mum told me. So when my mum was younger, she would go out to the grocers, walk down the road and go and get the veg, the potatoes, all of that, and then come back. And one day, mum had got a sack of potatoes, and my grandma, what she did was she looked in the sack of potatoes and saw that there was loads of mud and dirt around them, as you'd expect from a sack of potatoes. So what my grandmother did was take those dirty potatoes, scrub them all, and then you collected all of the dirt and the soil that had come off them, and then put them back in the sack, and then sent my mum back down to the greengrocers to weigh the cost of the dirt so that they could get a refund, because that wasn't potato, that was dirt. How tight is that? So you can think about the mindset that my mum is getting as a result of my grandmother's tight mindset. So you can imagine the mindset that my mum is getting as a result of the actions that my grandmother is taking. So my mum's mindset is that there's never enough money. And that's horrendous, because if you think there's never enough money, guess what? You're never going to get any money. So let's now move forward a few years and we move forward to my mum's money mindset. Now, she'd had that experience as a child, but then actively decided to flip it on its head and said, okay, I want my kids to have everything that they want, to have an amazing life. We did. We went to private school, we had the holidays, going to Florida and Europe, and we had an amazing life as kids. What that led to is our own money mindset being, well, it's okay to spend money, because that's all we saw was my parents spending money and giving us everything that we wanted. Now that's not a good mindset to have either, because they were not very good at saving or investing. So we've gone from the extreme of being really tight around money, there not being enough, and then having this mindset that there's plenty of money, I can just go and spend it willy-nilly. And there's that disconnect in the middle. So this is something which I have to deal with myself and be aware of, that I have this tendency to just want to go and do stuff and to spend money, and that it'll be all right in the end. Because it was all right in the end for my parents. But how do I know that's true for me too? Because what I've now learned to do through having mentors and coaches and through reading self-development books and going on courses and just surrounding myself with wealthy people, so I know that I've got to have savings, I've got to invest, and I've got to create cash flow from income producing assets. And that is the most important thing, because then we create this self-perpetuating cycle where we can create the income, we can save it, we can invest it, and then it can all grow. But we've also got to be aware that as the income and the assets, the savings, the investments all grow, that the expenditure doesn't grow bigger and bigger and bigger in proportion to what you're doing. And that's the money mindset which I have to struggle with. So I'll be very interested to hear any stories that you have about your own money mindsets, if you're even willing to share or talk about it, because in the UK, we hate talking about money. So if you're willing to share and give us some insights, then please do comment down below. I'd love to have a conversation about this, because the first step to creating a positive money mindset is to be aware of your own mindset today, and then be conscious to want to change it for tomorrow. Then and only then can you start to think about generating wealth through all these things that we talked about, through investing and through property, etc., etc. So just remember, comment down below, also hit the like button and the subscribe button for more content. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this helpful, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video.